All right, so we finally made it. This is a long one. We finally made it to the featured prelim. Another really important fight. This time at light heavyweight. So we've got Jiri Prohaska versus Alexander Rakic. Now we know both men have had their injury issues. Rakic obviously had that really bad knee injury. I think it was his knees, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Knee.
Mm-hmm.
He blew out his knee against Jan Blachowicz, which seems to happen to a lot of people. And then we obviously had Jiri with the shoulder surgery that was apparently very, very serious. But yeah, given the light heavyweight picture at the moment, I think a win for either man could see them potentially in contention for a title, you know, especially if either man wins really impressively. So, what do you reckon for this one?
This is another one that was pretty difficult for me. On one hand, when Rakic is healthy, he is clearly in the elite category of the light heavyweight division. He, especially when it comes to his striking, he's very on point with the way that he strikes, and he's very powerful. When it comes to Jiri, he's probably one of the more exciting fighters in the division because he's mentally insane, and he will do anything that comes to mind at any point. And it doesn't matter whether he puts himself in danger, he's just going to try it. He does not care. And that does make him exciting, but it also makes him open to get destroyed. I think that I went back and forth on this because of how technical I know Rakic is, and how wild Jiri is. I kind of lean toward Rakic, but I don't know, man. I think that because of the gravity of this card, the type of fighter that Jiri is, he thrives on this type of environment. And somehow or another, I think he's going to catch him with something dumb. I don't know what it's going to be. Who knows what it's going to be? Like, he might, I mean, it might be a spinning back elbow, a jumping knee, a wild right hand. Who knows? But I think he knocks this dude out. I think he knocks him out, man. I think he knocks Rakic out with something insane. And we're all back on the Jiri train all over again.
That'd be nice. What do you reckon, CJ?
This one's hard. Oh, do you guys think Jiri's more well-rounded than Alexander? Because I know we all say he's wild, but I think that's gonna. Does he have more ways to win?
I think that's reasonable. I think that is a reasonable thing to say. I'm going to go into why in a minute, but I don't think that's really
okay. This one's hard. This one's really, really hard. And Alexander, how many fights has he had in the UFC?
I think it's like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had more. He's had as many as Jiri. He's had more than Jiri, I think. Jiri's only had 4, right? Jiri's had 4, but he obviously had a very long stint in Ryzen. He's got way more experience than Rakic. I mean, the experience factor is...
Yeah.
Jiri's had way more fights.
I think
Jiri is... Sorry, I think Rakic is 13-3. I think Jiri's had comfortably double more fights than him, I think.
Yeah, you see, Rakic is 14-3, so yeah, right there.
God, I'm gonna go Jiri, but that doesn't mean I don't think Alex can't catch his crazy ass. I think he's really, really wild. I just wish that he would slow down sometimes, and stop using his face to block stuff. But other than that, I'm still pulling for Jiri.
He does do that.
Yeah, I think what really makes this one tricky is like it feels like a little bit like a stylistic conundrum, you know, because I think you both kind of mentioned this to some extent. Like, Rakic is very disciplined. He likes to stay at range, and he throws very orthodox techniques. So he doesn't throw anything wild. It's a lot of straight punches. It's a lot of, you know, kicks to the body, kicks to the legs. And he's up against, and I want to be careful here, and I want to be fair. I think Jiri might be a bit autistic. He's definitely like a lunatic. I'm not saying that in a rude way. I just think he's like very
Just some spectrum sprinkled there.
spectrum.
You
Yeah, I
know.
think there's some spectrum stuff going on there. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not saying he is autistic. I'm saying there's some signs. There's a few things. We're all a bit autistic in some ways, you know. But I think the way that I see this going is I think like Rakic is going to try to stay at range. I think he's going to try and land kicks. He's a point fighter, is what Rakic is.
He is.
I think he's going to try and do that to Jiri to a decision, and Yuri's going to want to get in the phone booth and trade until one of them falls down and quits. That's basically how I see this going. Now I do think Jiri is very dumb, like painfully dumb, but in a weird way. It's kind of what makes him great. It's kind of what makes him fun. And and more importantly, I think it's what makes him very fucking dangerous. Like I'm with you guys. I'm going to take Jiri to win this one. And again, I'm going to say Rakic has been out for a long time. Again, a year and a half. And I'm not really impressed with the wins that he did get. I mean, he beat Anthony Smith. Decision. He beat Jimmy fucking Manoa. His only KO. And he beat Thiago Santos. I mean, who gives a fuck about any of those? Like, Thiago Santos is cooked. The one fight I looked at that really turned this for me, I rewatched his fight with Volkan Oezdemir. And Oezdemir really piled pressure on him and edged out a decision. And I really don't like that for him. Because I think for Rakic to win, he needs to get Jiri to fight him at kickboxing range. And do you think Jiri's going to stand at range of him and trade kick? He's not going to do that. I think Jiri is going to drag him into a scrappy, nasty war, and that is the opposite of what Rakic's game is. I don't think he's going to like that.
Yeah, Jiri.
And I just think Jiri's a Chad as well. I think he's going to Chad his way to victory just by making Rakic more. And I'm with you. I think he catches him with something really fluky and weird. Like, it's just going to be bizarre. And I think he's going to spark Rakic out probably later on in the fight when they've traded for a little while. But that's how I see this going. I think he's going to smash him towards the end of the fight. I think it's going to be something weird, odd.
You know what? Speaking of Rakic being out, I wanted to make this point about Octagon rust. I don't believe in Octagon rust, but I do believe in Octagon comfortability. I believe that somebody could be so comfortable being in there that a lot of those jitters that you get, a lot of the indecision that you have before you strike, you don't have it. That I do believe in. And I think that Jiri, as you said, he may be on the spectrum, but they may take away some of that jitters, some of that apprehension that normal humans might have. He's not normal. We know that.
No, he's not.
But he's perfectly suited for doing exactly what he's doing. And that is going to bode well for Rakic, who is a normal human.
Yes.
But that's not going to help him here.
Yeah, spectrum or not, I think Jiri just he loves this. And he is disciplined. And I know we say spectrum, but I think that he is just so excited when he goes in.
Yes.
And he knows he holds a lot of power. And I think that's what,
and he
feel
trusts
like
his
blinds
as well.
him.
Like, I don't think even though he got sparked out by Pereira, I mean, it wasn't a complete starch, and he lost. Like, the fight was right from the start. I don't think it's going to deter him. I don't think he's going to. I can't imagine Jiri being cautious.
Nope.
Ever.
No, not at all. No. Not at all. Now, I do wonder, because he does want to win, and he wants the belt back. So I do wonder if that is going to make a little bit of a difference here. He's got to get this win, or it's going to set him back quite a bit.
I don't think Jiri really cares about stuff like titles and stuff. I really don't think he does. I think I think what you're alluding to is really. I think he gets off on being in these environments.
Yeah,
like he loves it. I think he's fueled by the. And I think he's going to be far more suitable for the magnitude of this moment than Rakic is. Coming back after 18 months and being thrust into UFC 300 against a psychopath that's coming for your head. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be the right. it's a very, very high pressure situation to come back in, especially after such a big injury. Like Yuri's already had that moment where he's fought Alex. It didn't go well for him, but he's had that moment coming back and knowing that, all right, his body's going to hold up and he trusts himself. I think this is a tough fight for Rakic to come back to, but
I mean, it is, but if I'm Rakic, I'm probably looking at the fight with Teixeira that Jiri was completely losing until Teixeira lost his mind, couldn't find it, and his whole game plan. I don't think it's as one-sided as we all think. I feel like maybe we're all just pulling for Jiri because we want him to win.
I think it does. I'm more the reason why I'm pulling for Jiri so hard is I just think that stylistically, I think it's more likely that Yuri's going to get him to play his game than the other way around.
Yeah,
because Yuri's just going to do Jiri no matter who he's fighting. We've seen it. The strategy is always the same. There is no strategy. Just go in there and just do the mental shit. Like just go wild. Yeah. There's no individual strategy for each person.
Like you think about when he fought Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes caught him with some shots. And Dominic Reyes is a good fighter. And Jiri just walked right through all that stuff. Didn't care. Didn't care about any of it. Matter of fact, gave him a pat on the back after he got caught with a bunch of those shots.
Yeah.
You know? And so I think that nothing has changed. The loss didn't change him. He's been knocked out before.
Yeah.
He has.
It didn't change him. He doesn't care.
Nah. People from that part of the world as well are really, they're crazy. Like crazy people from that part of the world are real crazy. Like it's like a next level of crazy. And I think it would, yeah. I think CJ, I think you're right as well. I think the fact that he's so likable as well, like, is probably why people are looking past Rakic as well. I think people want Jiri to win so badly, and that is a big element of it. Yeah, I think he's going to do well. I like him in this one.